many countries, the gap between the political elite and the vox populi is very large.
Yes.
And if that bridge will not be crossed, then I think it will be even sooner that there would come a majority of people who fight against it.
So that question, I suppose, is actually a component of a larger question,
Yeah.
which is that there are many people in the United States who say Europe is lost. The demographic data is so prohibitive that there will be Muslim majorities very soon in most of the Western European countries, and that the elites are so supine or either supine or complicit. What possible hope can there be?
Yes.
Do you hold out hope for the future?
Yes. Well, what I hope, and what I also said when I spoke at a lunch meeting for the Hudson Institute in New York this week, I hope that America will not be the last man standing. That if in a few years or a few decades time they will wake up one day and said, who the hell lost Europe? Who lost Europe? Europe is gone. We had here an ally, and it's gone. It became an Islamic Europe, and we have no partner politically. We have no partner economically. We have no partner military. It's all gone. Our friend became the enemy, and the only country to defend our values and to defend the heritage of Rome and Venice and Jerusalem will be America. Help us not to let that happen. And what can we do? We can implement laws, like I said, anti-Sharia laws. We can be far more tougher on our immigration laws.
Yes.
It's really important, because indeed you are fully right that if you look at the demographics, we are already losing that war. I mean, in my country, the birth rate is something like 1.8%. As you know, you need 2.1%, and most of our Moroccan or Arab or Islamic people in my country have something like 2.6 or 7 or 8, and it's all over Europe. It's the same. Fortunately, in America, this is not the case yet. So we have to think about it as the fact that we are in fact in a war, but like in the past, it's not a conventional war. It's not that the armies of the Arabs are in front of the gates of Vienna, as it was some centuries ago at Poitiers. This is not the case anymore. I wish it was conventional, because then people could see who the enemy was and they were willing to fight it. It's not conventional. It's done by demographics, it's done by immigration, and it's done by appeasement by the elite. And we cannot win this war if we take measures both on Sharia, both on immigration. When it comes to are people welcome in your country or not, I mean, we should really take an enormous effort, because we are in a war, and our leaders are surrendering before they even fought.
Yes, they are. Yes, and in many cases it's because of very short-sighted political or economic calculations. And of course Sharia finance is a very grave problem with the wholesale buying up of so much of Western properties, Western capital assets.
Yes.
So many things.
Yeah,
what would you say to bankers, to financiers, to economists who think that it's a simple necessity to make various concessions and accommodations to deal with the Islamic world and Islamic finance?
Yes. Well, I say to them, to those bankers, as I say to other people that are accommodating, that it sounds on the short term, it might sound attractive for your business, but in the long term you will pay the price. And that will be, the price will be that you will have nothing to say anymore about your investment, about your bank. It will be gone entirely. It will be out of your hands. Don't think you are dealing with a Swiss bank or a bank from the Caribbean or whatsoever. You are dealing with a bunch of people that at the end of the day want to submit you, want to rule you, and want to enforce on you their ideology. And you will have nothing to say, and you will have helped them making your own grave. And this is something that people should be aware of and should not do.
Yes, it's well, of course, that's the main problem.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
no awareness of these issues.
Exactly.
And that also is, of course, that's why we're having this interview, is one small step or one small blow in trying to overturn the hegemony of the mainstream. Do you find that in the Netherlands the mainstream press coverage is as uninformed, as ignorant, as perhaps also complicit in this as the government is also?
Yeah, they are very, very complicit. Of course, there are some exceptions, but 95% of the Dutch press is leftish, is liberal, is politically correct, is not objective in any possible way. And this is one of our major problems, indeed, Robert. Not only in the Netherlands, but in all my colleagues from all the other countries, and maybe it's the same even in the United States, that it's very hard to get some honest press covering. Whether you make a speech, or whether you write an article, or even if you write a book, they will label you as racist, as fascist, even only when you talk about, if you use one word about Islam or Dimiture. And in my country, we're paying a lot of billions of taxpayers' money to a huge public broadcasting company, and it's very unfair because at least we should have more liberal or more conservative, left and right kind of broadcasting companies, and we don't. It's 95% one-sided, and it's nowadays so important. People hardly, unfortunately, read. The common people read books or whatsoever. They watch TV almost all day. So if you're on TV, the image that you get on TV is so very important. So I believe, that's what I proposed to the Netherlands, that we should get rid totally of the public TV. Maybe have one channel when there is something going on, and for the rest, let the market decide what will be broadcasted. And I'm sure that our voters, our electorate, is more balanced than the media today, and everybody is paying for that.
Yes, absolutely, everybody is. So I understand that you've been getting some mainstream press coverage in the United States while you've been here the last few days.
Yes, yes. And well, when I'm, it's always for me, it's an enormous privilege to be in the United States, even though with all the security surrounding it, it's like coming home. I have the same feeling when I go to Israel many times, when I arrive at Ben Gurion Airport, or when I arrive at Washington on the York Airport. When I meet people like yourself, but also other people, it's like another world. Not only the free world, but it's like there are more people in support and in understanding than at least when you look at the level of the elite in Europe. And it's very strange. That's why I'm not only so proud about what America is doing, even though it makes a lot of mistakes, but it's almost the last bastion of freedom. And my message is to every American. I tell you are losing Europe. You will be the last man standing. Don't mess up yourself, but make sure that you invest in your European allies.